What's up, everybody? Welcome to EDM Chatters, the news show covering everything that's been happening in our industry this week. From brand new tracks to sensational stories and topics that matter, we're here to fill you in.
I, of course, am one of your hosts, Vincent Beck here, producer here at EDM Matters, and with me, as always, is the LA Beard guy, the host of EDM Matters, Matthew Meadow.
It me.
Matt,
Hit me.
how you doing?
I'm doing good. You might notice I have a fresh haircut.
Oh, I just noticed that.
I know.
Did you dye it a different color? Is that new?
No, it's just hella faded, and I cut all the top that was like mostly dyed, so it's basically just like a dirty blonde in my roots, which I don't hate it, but I definitely. Yeah, but I want to go back to the gray eventually. I think I might let it grow out a little bit, or like reading my roots. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, the gray silver is a good color on you.
I loved it. Yeah,
it's your brand now.
I happily bestow it upon myself.
For sure.
Yeah.
And Matt.
What's up?
This is just random, but it's what are we midway through October? What?
It's about a third of the way. About a third of the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you voted yet? An election is coming up.
I have not, but I put it away. But I have my mail-in. I have my mail-in ballot ready to go, and I'm going to visit my mom tomorrow. I think probably going to go drop it off, and she can go mail it in, or however it goes. But I will be voting early, and I will be voting. So
nice.
You watching this, go vote.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why I brought it up.
Yeah.
As a reminder, I already voted, baby.
That's
so,
what
and everyone else should.
Yeah.
Fulfill your civic duties.
Don't
be like one of those people who are like, "Oh, my vote doesn't matter." It's the process.
It's the process. Be part of the process.
Put your input in, and I'll just leave it.
Well, I'll say one more thing. If you don't vote, you can't complain about anything that happens.
Exactly.
Because you never had a say in it. If you voted and your guy doesn't win, fine. If you didn't even try to, okay, I'll end it there. But But
we have a fat show here in store for you guys.
Fat show, like Fat Albert, like Fat Bastard, like fat other characters.
A supersized meal at Mickey D's.
Like
this
that,
is
yeah,
big.
Exactly.
Capital letters.
Big, thick, with 2 C's, 3 C's, 4 C's. Let's keep going. All right, our first story for today. I'm sure that many of you at home have been watching live streams while you've been in quarantine. I know I have. I know Vince has. I know a bunch of other people have. And for the most part, they've been sustaining us. But have they been sustaining the artists? A new music report by MRC Data, which is a division of Billboard's parent company, found that 47% of music listeners feel it is important for the industry to offer live stream performances or virtual concerts. And there's a little bit of context missing from that report as to whether they would want those live streams when real shows come back. But for the time being, there are a bunch of people who say that the live stream industry is going to be worth billions of dollars. Thomas Hess, a former senior music executive at Sony Music, believes the concert live streaming industry could be worth around $6 billion in the next 3 years. Pandora co-founder Tim Westergren has loftier expectations. He says it could be worth tens of billions in the same time frame, which is, to put it in perspective, when EDM was at its peak, it was a $7.1 billion industry. So live streaming alone could be almost as big as the entire EDM industry, which is pretty massive. But here's the thing. EDM artists aren't charging for live streams, by and large. Apart from the Tomorrowland live stream, I can't think of a single other live stream where you've had to pay for entry. Actually, that's wrong. Gareth Emery did one. But apart from a few artists, a handful here and there, EDM artists are being left behind by not charging for streams, but it's unclear if fans would even pay for them. Out of 163 people polled, 54% said they would not pay for a live stream at all, and 35% said it would depend on the price. And you have to wonder if these fans really even want to support the artists they like, or if they're just listening to music selfishly. I don't know. What do you think? That was a lot of info to take in. I apologize.
Yeah. I mean, I've thought a lot about this. There are a lot of factors going into this. There's so many, and I kind of actually find it funny that Thomas Hesse, the Sony Music exec says that it's going to be worth $6 billion in the next 3 years, because in another story we're going to talk about today, they just released like a ton of DMCA like licensing to Facebook for a fuck ton of money, probably, yeah. Right.
Like, so Sony has artists, like they got a
exactly.
Yeah.
So not to like get super deep into that, because we'll get deep into that in a bit, but that allows live streamers to stream, like, I guess, select Sony tracks, without getting DMCA takedowns.
Yeah, exactly.
While also paying the artist, hopefully, probably.
Yeah.
Sorry, my cat's like freaking out in the background. But at the same time, it's an interesting thing to think about, because like, okay, so like if their fans supposedly aren't willing to pay for these live streams or support their artists, like what could that mean, right? Are the fans being selfish?
Well,
or are the artists not taking, like, stepping up what is just like the normal thing to do on Twitch?
Yes. So
right?
There's a couple of things. I have a couple of theories. One of them, as you said, is that artists need to provide that value to their fans.
Mm-hmm.
If the home live streams got old real quick, and we saw a couple really great creative ways of streaming on the last Digital Mirage from Brownies and Lemonade and Proximity. The Chet Porter underwater set, a revelation.
Right.
It's great. But there's also supply and demand at work here. There is an overabundance of supply with these live streams. You have people streaming every single week. You have all the Insomniac live streams. You have multiple people. You could say, "Oh, I've already seen the first."
Sorry, motorcycle going by. Busy street.
Anyway, gotcha. Anyway, you've had people streaming on Insomniac multiple times. You could have fans saying, "Well, I've already seen this artist 5 or 6 times. I'll just go watch another artist." So an artist has to build value for themselves, and there's just not enough demand to charge for a stream when a fan can just go to another stream for free.
Right.
So I mean, it's about value. It's about supply and demand. It's about fans wanting to help the artists. I mean, obviously, buying merch and having a tangible, representation of their fandom is really important. But when an artist puts all their heart and craft into making a set for their fans, I mean, I would pay $2-3 for a live stream set, maybe like $20 for a festival. And if you had 6,000 people watching a live stream, that's $18,000 right there.
Right.
It's not bad. And $2, it's the cost of a Red Bull. It's less than a Red Bull.
Right.
So,
yeah. Sorry, what were you going to say?
I'm just saying,
constructing what.
Yeah, no. I mean, I just fans need to step up. If
fans need to step up, I think labels. I mean, okay, like, I don't think artists at Insomniac need to worry. I think Insomniac could, like, I mean, I haven't really watched a ton of their live streams. Maybe you can put a lot more input into this, but like, I think Couchlands was a good representation of what like a good festival could be, and I would easily pay like $3, $10, $20 for that, because that shit was sick. That was actually ridiculous.
I
Like
would
the
have. I
production
definitely would have
value,
paid for Couchlands.
it was like a virtual like main stage that was in a
Yeah.
jungle, or like a freaking like fucking Japanese like ghost temple thing at some point. It like changed. You could
Yeah.
see like uh you could see Swarm on stage doing his thing, and it was really cool. And but then
Yeah.
like I don't know what Insomniac does, you know? Like I'm not trying to put Insomniac into a bad light. It's just like what can these like I think bigger labels need to step it up and then charge so they can
Yeah.
actually like support their artists even more and create that demand for something that's just like, oh shit, like I just paid $10 for like an incredible live stream experience, right? And
Yeah.
then like smaller artists need to think of this, think what they can do for their own brand, for their own stream in a way that like people playing games on Twitch like make a living too, right?
Yeah.
Like now you can't just start a live stream on Twitch and be like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna play Hades and expect to get thousands of viewers, because
it's not enough
that
anymore.
is not going to happen. Like the days of the Wild West of live streaming are over. You can't just be like, I'm going to become Shroud today and like be a god at FPS and expect 10,000, 10K, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of like from an outside perspective, that's what I would suggest, and that's what I hope, because like I said, easily $10, whatever. Like,
yeah,
and I want to support these artists, and I don't think donations are going to cut it.
Not in the long run. And I'd love to talk about this more, but we do have to keep going in our run of news. So one really cool thing that an artist is doing, you don't have to stay in music. I mean, obviously that's your passion, cool, but diversifying and branching out into new industries is important. And Dimitri Vegas has done that over the years a lot. Dimitri Vegas, of course, of Dimitri Vegas and Like Mike, the current #1 DJs in the world, if that matters to you, has recently joined the cast of the new Jurassic World movie, Dominion. This is the third movie in the Jurassic World trilogy and the 6th Jurassic movie overall. And I mean, I don't know about you, but I would love to be in a Jurassic World movie. Apparently, it's been a goal of his for a long time. He loves the series. When he posted about it, he said, thrilled to join the cast, super grateful to be a small part of the legacy that made my childhood awesome, dream come true. And I think, he said it best. I would definitely go. The one thing I'm curious is what role he's going to play.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, imagine
Probably
seeing Dimitri Vegas. For some reason that never even crossed my mind.
I mean, that usually happens.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like, I imagine like getting eaten by a dinosaur or something. Like playing a DJ in a movie as a DJ. For some reason, in this case, never crossed my mind. How about that? That's weird. But anyway, that's really cool. But I also want to move on to our next story about Universal Music Group. They are preparing for the return of live music in a massive way. They're putting $1.2 billion into a luxury hotel and entertainment hall. And we're going to have the picture on the screen. This thing looks amazing. Like, it is futuristic in all the best ways. The architecture is wonderful. The whole front of it is a concert venue with glass walls. It looks great. But, well, actually, no. A little but. This one, at least the one we're talking about right now, is in Mississippi. Which is, why not LA? Probably because of the real estate. But they're also opening ones in, Atlanta and Atlanta and somewhere else that I can't remember. I'm not sure. Oh, Orlando. They're bringing Orlando. So they're all sort of East Coast. So if you're going to want to go to one of these places, take some time in a hotel, see a show, you don't need to travel. but based on how this looks, I'm feeling optimistic.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's an indicator. Like these billion-dollar corporations are optimistic as well.
Yeah.
It's an interesting design. I can't imagine. I mean, it looks like even some of the hotel rooms look out into the concert venue.
Yeah.
Which is really cool, and also like you're never gonna sleep.
Well, I mean, hopefully they have like a curfew. Like, I don't think that this venue is going to be like an all-night thing.
Yeah, man, the logistics of this.
Yeah, no kidding.
In a normal setting, sound crazy, actually.
Yeah, but enough about that. We want to get to the next story, and Vince, I'm going to let you take it from here. It's about Twitch and their soundtracks.
Right. So, I think a week ago, 2 weeks ago, Twitch unveiled a new solution to stream or to feature like
solution.
Right. Rights cleared music on their platform. So this is really interesting to me. So we'll get into it. It's pretty dense, and I will say I'm not an expert on DMCA licensing, but to preface this, I got all this from a video by Devin Nash. He's super knowledgeable in this space, and I just wanted to call his content out. But basically, there are like different levels or different types of DMCA licenses that you can get, right? So there's the master's use from the record labels, public performance, and synchronization, which is like what you get so you can synchronize it to audio and visual, like from audio to visual, and then mechanical. We won't get into like what all these like do for you, but basically Twitch secured the public performance rights to all these songs.
Okay.
And essentially, Twitch doesn't report on what music is being played to these things called performance rights organizations that are connected to all these different labels, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
And since they can't report on that data, the PROs can't pay royalties out to the artists. And this is according to a Pretzel Rocks article that's super that goes super in depth on this.
So to be clear, this move isn't good for the artist.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So in the end, in exchange for exposure, they're able to get this public performance
exposure. We love that word.
Yeah, and
we love that word as creatives. Exposure. Oh, let me feed my family with exposure.
Exactly, and there's a great oatmeal comic that we can, I guess, put up on screen, like whatever. And it's a great little bit. But in the end, technically, all your VODs can still get DMCA struck if they wanted to.
Even using this new thing.
Exactly, and hey, it looks great. They have a bunch of different artists in this like little graphic on here.
Wait. So hold on. So it's not good for the artists. Oh, Vince disappeared. Here he comes back.
There we go.
Hey, buddy.
Sorry, folks.
All good. So as I was saying, so it's not good for the artists, and it's not good for the creatives either.
No.
Super cool. So wait. So who is it good for?
I guess Twitch. They're just like covering their asses at this point. Honestly, I don't even I don't know if Twitch knows what they're doing. I don't think Jeff Bezos knows what Twitch is doing. I think he's claimed I don't even know if like Twitch pays royalty for like the music that gets profited on by like streamers and stuff. Well, and basically, in a Rolling Stones article, Noah Downs, a lawyer at Morrison Rothman, who's an expert on all things gaming industry and all this stuff. The idea that playing music during a live stream does not require a synchronization license is wrong. It's a bad interpretation of copyright law. It's one that, quite frankly, reeks of desperation to solve the music problem, because the music is definitely synchronized in time relation with images and video. Twitch soundtrack is a workaround that isn't designed or meant to pay artists, and it doesn't fully protect the creators. It's an attempt to protect Twitch, right? And a few weeks before that, Facebook Gaming acquired full licenses, according to the Rolling Stone article, full licenses with Universal Media Group, Warner Music Group, and Sony Music Entertainment, like
the big three
mentioned before. And I think I mentioned earlier, like, there's like a graphic with all these different labels and artists. Like, you could see Porter Robinson in there, Future Classic, Insomniac, Monster Cat, but none of the artists are being supported here. I don't think Porter really needs support, but you know what I mean. Like, it sucks.
Yeah. And I would love to talk about this more, but we got to get to our new music.
Yeah.
And what a week for music it has been. There are 2 albums that I really want to highlight, and we got a couple singles. But the first album is by Bakermat, called The Ringmaster. And I swear to God, I haven't listened to Bakermat in probably years. He used to be a tropical house guy, along with like Matoma, Kygo, Thomas Jack. But this album, he went in a completely new direction, and it shows, and it is absolutely fucking fantastic. Like, just the little effects, the diversity between the tracks, everything that he's done in this album is worth listening to. Honestly, it's one of my favorites of the year so far. And I say that as a salaried music critic. And it's absolutely fucking fantastic. The other album this week is from Subfocus and Wilkinson, Portals. It's the 3rd album each for them, and it's a collaborative album, which is, from the 2 of them together, it's wonderful. Is the album as good as I would have wanted? No. It's really good. But, I mean, from Subfocus's album Subfocus to his album Taurus, from Lasers Not Included to Hypnotic, from Wilkinson, the 2 of them work really well together. I just expected a bit more, Yeah. And I also see this new Justin O track on here. I haven't listened to that yet.
Yeah, I just randomly saw this on Monster Can's Instagram, and I'm like, okay, I'll take a listen to this. And it's like, it's a great drum and bass track. I shared it with you the other day, and you thought it was by Faint. I don't know, is he like a huge drum bass artist from Monster Cat's label?
Yeah, Faint is an artist on Monster Cat, but I realized later, like, the song is not by Faint, but it is featuring Faint. So I was like halfway. Yeah.
And it's a great drum bass track. It's got a great vocal on it, and it is part of Justin O's new album that just came out, Welcome to the City of Oz. And
I didn't know it was part of an album. Okay.
Yeah, it's like an 11-track album.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Different features like Xylent, Nitro Fun, all of the Monster Cat people, and definitely take a look at it.
All right.
She's a Killer Part 2 by Justin O, Faint, and Mazare.
I don't know. Yeah. But the final track we want to talk about today is Acid Love by Trinergy, who returned after a while to Never Say Die for this track. And I can't say words that would describe this track well enough, as opposed to just hearing it yourself. I'll say it's one of my favorite bass tracks of the year, along the same lines as that Ray Volpe remix of Millennium we talked about last week or the week before. But it is future rhythm in the best way. It represents pinnacle evolution of dubstep. It is an apex predator. This song will blow your fucking mind. And I don't think I'm overselling that. But you can listen to that song and all the other ones you talked about and more in the EDM Matters Spotify weekly picks playlist. And that does it for EDM Chatters. I really hope you enjoyed our ramblings and maybe learned a thing or two. Don't forget to like and comment on this video and subscribe to our channel if you want more exciting EDM content from us. We will see you in the next one.
See you guys.